Bali. And to that point, I would like to welcome Nicolo up to the stage. He is the co-founder and managing partner at Bali Investment Club, and still a very young company, I think only 3 years old, you were saying, and has already managed to do some incredible work in bringing angels to the table and funding a number of startups. And I think he's had some kind of pretty big leaps and bounds over the last week that he's going to tell us about too today. So very excited for him to share his story on the climate investment and social investment journey. Thanks, Nicolo.
No? Good. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? My name is Nicolo. I'm the co-founder and managing partner of Bali Investment Club. A bit about myself. I'm Italian. I'm 31 years old, and I've been living abroad since quite a while. From after my first degree, I left Italy, Rome, and I went to South Africa, Cape Town, when I was there for 4 years. And then I decided to do my second master's degree in Melbourne. I did my MBA. And actually there is where I understood that what I wanted to do is venture capital. My background is purely entrepreneurship. I've been an entrepreneur since I'm 14 years old, but mainly in entertainment space. So through the MBA, I really understood that entrepreneurship is what I love, and entering in venture capital would have been the best way to support entrepreneurs. And especially, my interest was really to focus on the impact space. So now, how I got to Bali, thanks to COVID, actually. I really need to thank COVID or life in general to bring me here. Because actually, I was finishing my exams, and my plan was to relocate from South Africa to Melbourne. But then, lockdown was very close. Things were getting really crazy. People fighting over toilet papers at the supermarkets in Australia. So I thought, okay, well, let me go to Bali. And I love Bali. I've been here many times. I love surfing. And I said, okay, I'll go to Bali. I'm going to be surfing, and I'm going to be just wait. And, it's close to Australia. I'm going to go back to Australia. Then, and how I can move the slide around? Sorry? No. Oh, sorry. I think you need to do full screen. What I was saying, so how to go to Bali. So, situation was, COVID was kicking in, and I decided, okay, well, let's go to Bali. It was literally one of the last flights accepted to Bali. I landed here on the 20th of March 2020 at 11 p.m. And then at 12, the border shut down. After a couple of weeks of just, surfing and chilling out, after doing an expensive degrees, an MBA, I was really pimped to work and, start to actually generate some income as well. And then, the world shut down. And, so it was clear that, I couldn't go back to Australia, I couldn't go back to Italy, I had to stay in Bali. And so then, I started from, what was my interest was venture capital, impact investing. So I did some research, and I noticed that, no one done this in Bali before. So I decided to start this Bali Investment Club. And then basically we got to where we are thanks to, I met incredible people in Bali. My partners, I have quite a few partners that really helped me to get where we are now. So today's presentation will be mainly, just a brief on our structure. I will spend most of my time describing our projects as a case study. So I think it's really good to understand, the type of projects that we're investing in, the type of impact that they're generating. And then I will do a little announcement of what's going to come next for Bali Investment Club. So what is Bali Investment Club? So Bali Investment Club is a pure hybrid. It's quite a unique model, especially in Indonesia. It's a pure hybrid between venture capital, angel network, and venture builder. So basically, we more structure and operate as a venture capital. We do the same type of diligence as a venture capital. We have an investment committee and so on. But we operate without a fund. So every time we find a company that fits our investment mandate, then we go out and fundraise through angels, deal by deal. So yeah, that's what we do. And then the venture building side, that's the exciting part, at least from my side, is because we are extremely hands-on with our portfolio. So basically, like, yeah, we take a board seat in every company that we invest, and like I really think that that's the only way to do early stage investing, because most of the founders, they don't need just cash, but also they need a lot of support. And we are, as Bali Investment Club, we are really happy to give this support. So once we invest, not only even before we invest, once we understand that this is the company that we want to support, then we really sit with the founders, really help them to perfectionize the business model, the financial model. Then we go out, fundraise through the angels. Then once the money is in, then we really stick with the founders and really help them to achieve their goals, but most important, also solve the challenges that will come, because there will be a lot of challenges since we really focus on the early stage side. Yes, basically, usually the type of companies that we invest, we are sector agnostic. We focus on Indonesia. We're doing early stage, meaning that most of the companies, they already have some revenues. They've been generating at least 1 billion rupiah since the existence, and basically we started this like on a very without a real focus. We just said we didn't follow any SDGs. So we just thought okay, let's see what's in there, and let's see. So we started doing this and just really measuring impact on our own way. And then through our experience, then we actually developed our own impact strategy, our own impact metrics. And so I will speak a bit later about this, but basically what we are focusing is after like few years, we understood that we want to focus on 3 goals which are extremely measurable, so we can actually measure them. It's reduce waste to the landfill, to the ocean, so waste prevention, reduce of CO2 emission, and also additional income to the bottom of the pyramid. So everything we do at Bali Investment Club, we're looking at these 3, and we have actually some metrics per dollar that we invest. We want to receive this specific return on these 3 pillars, which I will explain a bit later. So to date, we actually started investing only in 2022, January. The first year was, was really to understand the space. It's very hard, to be honest, to start from the scratch. Wasn't been easy at all, but yeah, with the hard work, then we started to manage to, start investing. And to date, we've been investing and supporting in 6 companies, and I will spend 3 minutes in each of them, 2 minutes to each of them. Okay, starting with actually our first investment ever. This is not so much climate action, but it's really focusing on the 3rd pillar, giving income to the bottom of the pyramid. I'm extremely proud about this company because this is the first current, Bali tech startup, Bali born. It's called Bukapeo. So basically, this is a sort of go food for micro entrepreneurs, and these micro entrepreneurs are housewife cooking from home. So basically, this platform really connect housewives starting in Denpasar to sell their home cooked food through the platform on a pre-order base. We also give groceries at a really lower price than the pasar. And basically, each dollar spent into the platform really goes to the bottom of the pyramid. Like the income, the profile level of each housewives is usually they have 2 million rupiah income a month, and with Bukapeo they can triple at least that. So to date, in less than 2 years, we have been giving $7.7 million to the bottom of the pyramid in Bali. Next project is Robberies. Robberies instead is a manufacturing company that basically turn plastic into beautiful furnitures. In Bali here, I think what you see at Potato Head, also here space available, a lot of the stuff is made from them. Yeah, next. Then Indosol, probably this is the most famous. A lot of you probably know them. Indosol is a sandal brand. They make sandals from recycled tires and more. We got Magalarva, which is an agri-tech company based in Jakarta. This is really cool. I'm very excited about this company because the impact it's really high on the, because basically they tackle the two problems, but mainly like the waste food problem. Waste food is the biggest problem in Indonesia. Indonesia is the second largest producer of food waste in the world. And basically 60% of waste is organic, but we don't know what to do with it. It's really hard. There are no really major solutions to get rid of it on a big scale. And this company has really the potential to solve this in Indonesia on actually on a big scale, because basically what they do, they take food waste, and then they use these larvae, black soldier flies, that basically eat the waste, and then we dry them, and that becomes high protein feed meal for animal, for instance, shrimps, or poultry, or pets, or so on. And basically, what's interesting is that the ratio, basically like 1 kilo, 1 ton of final product equals 15 tons of waste. So the ratio is 1 to 15. And so, for instance, the shrimp market, the feed shrimp market in Indonesia only is $2 billion. So, like, let's say, like, if we sell $2 billion worth of product from this, we will be able to reduce a lot of waste here in Indonesia. Another one, Regenerative, very proud of this company. This is probably one of the most growing companies that we have in our portfolio. In all of those ones, by the way, we've been pretty much the first investors, especially in Regenerative. And Regenerative is basically a waste management company. And the good news is actually that we're going to come to Bali next year in March. And I think we're going to solve a lot of problems here in Bali. But yeah, essentially what they do, they just do proper waste management, and then they sell basically the waste to third parties, recyclers, and so on. Incredible growth, like to date, after 1 year and a half, we have been basically prevent 29,000 tons to go to the landfill. But basically, like at this stage, we have an average of 4,000 tons a month. But now we just closed the third round of investment. We basically helped them to raise $5 million. And now this year, we're planning to arrive to 20,000 tons of waste monthly. Just to give you an example, one full loaded truck of waste is 20 tons. So just to give you like an idea, it's a 1,000 truck full of trash that we will manage from next year. This is the latest investments. In fact, we don't have many impact reporting from that because it's a brand new company, but very exciting because it's tackling one of the biggest problem that Jakarta is facing right now. I don't know if you heard, but Jakarta has been qualified as the worst air polluted city in the world. And this company basically has the goal to partially solve that. And so it's a biotechnology company basically using these machines that basically take CO2. CO2 gets filtered in these tubes. Inside the tubes there is spirulina. Spirulina absorbs the CO2 and then push out pure O2. So essentially it's a tree. It's a lot of trees at once. So currently this is the future stage. The machine doesn't look so futuristic as it is now, but the current machine, which is way smaller, it's basically like a vending machine. It's equal to 20 trees, grown-up trees, because that's important. Like the thing is that I think I heard from Bruce, yeah, it's great trees is definitely better than this, but sometimes, like in Jakarta, you cannot plant trees. And if you plant trees, like a tree actually does the job of a tree only when it's like 8 years old. When it's a young tree, there is not much absorption from the tree. So basically, the current machine equals 20 trees in CO2 reduction, but 80 trees in oxygen. So right now we are deploying these ones in the schools in Jakarta, in the gardens, some villa owners also placing in them in the gardens or the villas so they can clean. So right now they can clean the air on the 30 meters radius. But like this is very early stage, and we're looking already to deploy this on the city, by the tram station, by the train station, inside the malls, and so on. To date, this is our impact numbers since the last 2 years. It's 3 years, but yeah, it's actually 2 years. We recovered in total 33,000 tons of waste. We avoided 96,000 tons of CO2, and we generated $8.5 million for the bottom of the pyramid. So what's next? So actually, yes, this is quite an exciting moment. We had actually also some good press traction in the last days. This was always part of the goal. We started as an angel network because we had to start from somewhere, and even it hasn't been easy to convince our angels at the very beginning, but there is a reason why they call the angels, right? So through our experience to date, we actually positioning as the pioneer on impact in Indonesia. In fact, in Indonesia, you don't have any other real active impact investors that is focusing 100% on impact and on the early stage side. So we're going to launch a fund. The fund is called Archipelago VC. And so we are starting the fundraise of $25 million. And we are quite advanced and unique also here, I would say, because also in the previous talk of Bruce, there was a lot of talk about greenwashing. But greenwashing is happening also on the investments side. There is, it's pretty funny to see, big funds saying, our mission is to reduce by 20% the carbon footprint in Southeast Asia. Well, I tell you, it's impossible from one fund. So basically, based on our past experience from our 6 companies, we decided to create a really tangible, measurable fund with a specific goal. So basically, per every dollar invested, our goal is to reduce 30 kilograms of waste, 83 kilograms of CO2 emission, and give from $1 $7.5 to the bottom of the pyramid. And that, what does it mean? So on our fund size would be 25 million. So our goal for our fund life, which is 7 years, basically is to reduce 715,000 tons of waste, 2.1 million tons in CO2 reduction, and basically take out 75,000 people out of the poverty. And also, what's very nice about this, doing it in a very measurable way, is that we can actually compare our impact to the bigger problem in Indonesia. And we can see that actually, 25 million, it doesn't get you too much far away on the bigger, problem. In fact, we just, compare our goals to the bigger problems, and we can see that, if we achieve these goals on the waste side, we reduce only 0.1% of the waste, even less on the CO2, and then, that's how much we will reduce poverty. But then we basically multiply by 10, by 100. So what if we had $250 million, what if we have $2.5 billion? So if we have $2.5 billion, then, it starts to become more impactful on a micro level. So, so that's basically our plan. And it's not going to be also the first one. There's going to be more. And then, so even though we are sector agnostic, we think that we can achieve those goals focusing mainly on 2 sectors, which is the circular economy sectors and the agri-food sector. Because also a lot of those companies, they tackle all of the 3 problems. So Basically, this is how we're going to go about it, and we map out, the landscape in Indonesia of the startups. So this is a circular economy, and how we look at startups is really looking at supply chain of each sector. So this is a circular economy supply chain. We have companies mapped out where we're in touch, and we track, we monitor their performance and their progress, and eventually we would invest in them. Same for the agri-food supply chain. That's all from my side. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Nicolo. Amazing. Only in like less than 3 years, he's doing some incredible work, and great to see so many firsts in terms of really that impact investment focus and really driving. I think I'm really excited to talk to you later about that angel network and who are these folks? What are the profiles of folks that are investing in Indonesia, and how do we get more of them? So just queuing you for questions in the panel.